Look!
Oh my goodness. It's pumpkin pie. That's what I love. When I was driving down the road and I was listening and I thought pumpkin pie, this is good stuff.
You look like a little cherub sitting back there.
She is a little cherub.
Look, if we move forward, she looks like the. Now I'll say this. Charisse is a voice in my head sometimes.
That's it. So it's good
That's
stuff.
frightening.
But
you do look like a little cherub back there speaking
Exactly.
into our. Look, you even got your little flouncy sweater on.
Hey, and Joel matches our outfits and everything.
I do. I did everything I could to try
be a part. But you're late.
Yeah, I am late, but it is what it is.
But he's here. So anyway,
yeah,
you're back in Washington for.
Back in Washington, yeah, and just trying to take all the things in. Had pondered Shorty's today, so I just haven't made it there yet. But I thought that you guys are even better than Shorty's, so that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Do they have Shorty's in Belgium?
No. In fact, hot dogs are really something that are extremely rare. You get them. We have a grocery store like it's Aldi and Lidl. They're kind of complimentary, and they have American Week, so you can get hot dogs then. But they have American Week, so you get American products.
Food at its finest.
Exactly. So let's
little toenail action and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you do, don't Google how to make a hot dog. That'll ruin hot dogs for you. But
Mr. Rogers, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just better not to know. But it's
That's
all
true.
good.
Some things you just embrace. If you like it, eat it. If you don't like it, don't eat it.
That's
but
it.
Some things maybe you don't want to know the whole process of.
Exactly.
What do you miss most about Washington? Now, you've been overseas for 8 years total, we were talking last night.
8 years.
Seems, I feel like you've been there a little longer than that in my heart. Like, wow,
sure.
you guys have been gone. But what do you miss most about home? When you come back, you're like,
You guys, friends.
Aw.
And, I mean...
We did pay him to say that.
It's funny because your palate begins to change.
Sure.
You just kind of adjust to Belgian food, which is kind of hearty, and it's German meat and potato kind of, lots of stews. So it's nothing that you're going to get excited about, but in the same regard, you kind of adjust, and you just realize and you long for good pizza, and you can find wood oven pizzas all over Europe, but they're just not the same. So it's, but little things, but honestly, it is all of the incredible people that I get to connect with and all of the friends that I just haven't seen for so long. But I'm so thankful that, it's friends like you guys that geography and time make absolutely no difference.
Yeah, for sure.
You get together and it's like it's always been, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Us
So now I have a real important question. We talked about Shorties and all that. What? I don't remember this.
Hill House or Oak?
That's what I was just going to ask. What was your... I
You
can't
went
remember
to
from either of
Trinity.
you.
You went to Trinity.
Hands down, it's Oso's.
Yeah, I mean that's for me too. A Hill House wasn't even a thought.
When you find out that we have this bonus feature, chime in, Hill House or Oso's. Now Hill House is no longer with us, but one of my Wash High graduates.
There's a reason. I'm just saying, but
one of my Wash High graduates, we differed on this. One of our friends.
I know
This
who.
person right here.
Yeah, they liked that.
Yeah, they like that one on the hill.
she should have been with us singing last night.
I know.
Yeah.
But no, Oso's.
Yeah.
You?
Oso's all the way.
Yeah.
All the way Oso's.
Hill House was just too sweet. There was too much sugar in the sauce.
But German with a twist was always good too.
German with a twist was a unique pizza.
It was, for sure.
Now,
Okay, she said it, German with a twist. Yeah, Carol said. Yeah.
Yep.
She knows.
And you gotta appreciate the German stubbornness to take that recipe
And be like,
to
oh
the
no,
grave.
we're gonna
like, I don't really care about future generations.
Nope.
This recipe is gone.
Gone. Now that was real close to
Wash High?
like, did you guys go there?
Well, no, I stayed in school.
Oh yeah, you were
good. Cherub.
You talk about Shorties. I had a driving instructor at my high school. I had to drive him to Shorties.
Nice.
As part of our driving experience. He's like, oh, I want to go to Shorties today.
Wow.
Let's go. And so
Good way to get an A.
a couple of us, it was a good way.
Excellent way to get an A. Yeah. Well,
So-
Joel, is there anything that, from our church's heart to your family's heart, anything that we can be praying specifically, like top 3?
Always just continuing to pray for open doors and opportunities, because we just live in a very dark region, and so it's we recognize that the enemy is always at work, and I'm not one to under every rock find a demon. That's just ridiculous. But in the same realm, there's spiritual things that are happening,
Definitely.
Yep.
and there's a spiritual world that we don't see, but that the impact is real. So praying for spiritual strongholds to be broken. There is so much disruption in the world, with all of the wars, the rumors of wars, the posturing and the saber rattling that is happening around the world right now. It creates an unrest because Brussels is the home of really the EU, the European Union, and we have a NATO base there. We have the Sheikh base, which is a military base as well, and just minutes from the church. So there's a lot of unrest, and there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of unknown. And
I think that's something for us in the United States. Everything's so far away. Like all that stuff kind of gets lumped into it's really far away. Where in Europe, it's not very far away. Some of the things happening are incredibly close.
Yeah. It is one of those things where we have to always be mindful that we're not motivated by fear.
Yeah.
And we don't make ministry decisions based on fear.
That's good, Joel.
And I've always said there's no safer place to be than in the center of God's will.
Yeah.
And so when you know God has you where he wants you, he's able to protect you or take you out, and it's not going to save you anyway. So you just have to recognize that you're in God's hands, and that he's going to continue. I was laughing, when we talked a little bit about my testimony. Anthony, your brother, just said, well, Joel, you survived the terrorist attack, you survived a brain aneurysm, I got it. God's got this, and you're fine. So, it's just a point where you sit back and you just recognize, I'm going to trust no matter what.
Yeah.
And so, always praying for our kids.
Yeah.
They are continuing to excel well in their academics, but also in ministry. Yeah. And they just continue to, Anthony's leading a Bible study group among university students at the local university. Emily is actually leading a Bible study every Monday for MKs around the world. It's kind of crazy, kind of fun.
Awesome.
We were talking about playing a game the other day, and she's like, I'm sorry, Dad, I can't play today. I've got a Bible study I'm leading at 7. And I'm like, what? And so, we're just always seeing their lives continue to grow.
Cool.
And just pray that God will just continue to help them as they navigate the future, because clarity is not something we always have as a luxury. Sometimes we just have to trust and be courageous and take steps, even when we don't know exactly what the future looks like. So praying for my kids and my family, and then, also just continue to pray for the church, that God will provide, as resources and people. And the International Church is constantly saying goodbye, but you're also constantly saying hello. So people transition in and people transition out. And so it's many joys and many mixed sorrows, because you're sending people around the world.
Sure.
And you recognize that you had this small moment to invest in their lives, and they're going to invest in nations that you may never even visit. So it's a really cool thing to be a part of, but it also is something to be mindful and prayerful about.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it'll be really cool when we get to heaven. I really hope we get to see a map of the seeds scattered, and to know there are things invested in, even previous generations that invested into us, that had no idea, or maybe they had an idea, that there were places that we would go and things that we would do, that you'd be around the world reaching, and it's like they're direct, if you follow the trail of that seed, and to see this is Jesus gave it to the disciples took it and spread it to other people,
Yep.
and those trickled their way down to us, and then we are held responsible to scatter that seed
Right.
again. But it's really cool to see what you're doing. And
I had this cool divine appointment one night in a burger joint in downtown Brussels where I met a man named Gene, and he's an 88-year-old, and it was interesting. Before I met him, he said I had been considering what it is to have a relationship with Christ at 88. He had been going to a Protestant church for over 35, 40 years. But this was just a brand new idea to him that he could have a personal relationship with Christ. And so he said it was interesting that we met. Fast forward, I am praying for him, and he ends up tracking me down on Facebook, and we meet again, and he says, "Would you come to my apartment?" And I thought, I would go with him, and I went. He said, "I want to give you something," and he gave me these two books. One was called The Bishop's Tale, and the other was the sequel, which was Miracles at Jesus Oak. And Jesus Oak, I looked at Gene that day when he handed it to me, and I said, "Gene, do you know where my churches are?" And he said, "No." I said, "One is in Tervuren and one is in Overijse. And Jesus Oak is the city right in the center of the two." Wow. And the book is really about a land dispute that happened between Tervuren and Overijse over Jesus Oak. And a shrine had been set up, and this was back in the 1580s. Wow. Because it was originally called Devil's Oak, because it was a place where murderers and thieves would rob and kill merchants who were coming out with their goods, coming out to Tervuren and Overijse. And this gentleman put up the shrine of, and just declared it Jesus Oak. And then in the subsequent years, into the 1620s, 1630s, miracles began happening as people came out. And so I just looked at my church that next Sunday and I said, you know what, we're here today because of the miracles and things that God was doing 500 years ago in this region. So nothing is brand new.
No.
When we see the seeds, the spread and the layers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the question, because for centuries, things have been dormant. Things have been difficult. The soil has gotten hard and difficult. But now we're there, tilling it up again and recognizing that seed was planted so long ago.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
pretty incredible.
That is awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, Jesus Oak, wow.
And only God could put that together.
Yeah.
I think we should close with a song today.
Oh dear. What are we singing?
Well,
Look at that. She had a great idea without any real solution.
well, I was thinking, I love you, Lord, because you like I love you, Lord. And then I thought we should sing something ridiculous, like This Is the Day or something.
Oh, we had a lot of ridiculous.
Choruses.
There were a lot of
Wednesday night with the
there were a lot of
overheads
choruses.
was
Those overheads used to stress me out. You'd have them upside down or sideways, and then you're trying to adjust it, but you
feel like a DJ.
you do. Or you do so good at that transition, and you're like, I put the paper over, and then I put the clear one down, and it's backwards.
Well, I liked the churchy arguments about, not singing off the wall. When lyrics went up on the wall, that was like, scandalous.
Yeah.
But it's funny how we get funny over things.
Funny. Mm-hmm.
Funny, but, so.
So you pick the song.
Okay, I like how you did that.
I think we should sing a song. Joel, what song should we sing? That's what she just said.
Yes.
Oh, that's a true one.
What do we
I
got?
can't remember all the words.
Oh, let's sing it.
What is
Let's
it?
sing it. Friends are friends.
Oh, I'm glad that you can read that. I'm like, I tell you, Sonny, I remember when I could read that so far away.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't remember all the words.
Well, we can
How
do it just
can
the chorus.
you not?
Okay.
We're not going
can
to
you
pack up
not?
the dreams, I think we packed up the dreams a long time ago. I'm telling you.
Stop it.
Now we're just here.
My problem is I remember
On
all the Mark
Facebook Live.
Lowry spoofs of the songs.
Oh.
Like My Face in This World.
Oh, yeah.
My face in this world. When he has a plastic surgery to look like Michael W. Smith. That's a great one.
That's pretty classic. But.
I remember sitting in your living room watching.
And friends are friends forever, if the Lord's the Lord of them. And a friend will not say never, 'cause the welcome will not end. Oh, it's time to let you go. In the Father's hands we know that a lifetime's not too long to live as friends. Now we should do the puppet exit.
Very good. All I can
Signing off.
say,
That ain't gonna work. I got news for you. Hey, love you all.
love you guys.
This is fun.